Australians are back at work, and hopefully they're going to really enjoy paying through Shopback Pay. Back to you guys in the studio.
Hard to go come right after Angus, but I'll try to do my best to drive the energy. Oops, sorry, here we go. Okay, as we know, this company and any growth company has very challenging objectives. Okay, right now the challenge for the year is not small, but at the same time, we know that we're all here because we have this kind of challenge accepted attitude. This GIF is very old. I didn't innovate with this GIF, but the reality is there. You're all here because you love a challenge. However, most of us like to know how we're going to achieve that. What's the end goal? We all enjoy the process, but the reward, let's not fool ourselves. We're here because we like the reward, okay? And what we want all is to become not only the challenge acceptors, but also the ballers, you know, the DiCaprio and the Wolf of Wall Street before going to prison, okay? We're talking about the good part, okay? But that kind of feeling, the adrenaline of achieving, okay? We're all people that are hooked to that adrenaline. And how we're going to do it? Look, like anything, if anyone works out in a gym, if anyone has studied ever in life, you know that hard work, it delivers results, okay? So this is a little bit, I'm bringing you a little bit of that story. Then how we're going to do it? We're going to just do it as most problems. You break down a bigger problem into the smaller components and you work on each component to achieve an outcome that is bigger than the unit. Okay, we're going to use sales enablement tools. Mainly, we're going to scale through technology. Look, and clearly just some of the tools are going to work better. Some are going to work worse. But the key thing is that mentality of hacking. When you have a big challenge, don't see it as I'm just going to put more effort into it. See it as, hey, how can we scale? What can we use to transform this? Just a little detail. The other day, I saw an app that summarizes your meetings, not only generates a transcript, but also generates a summary, okay? Doesn't cost much money. It can change your life, okay, if you use it. That's basically using this. We're using other tools, but this is the way to go. Driving up skills. Look, as you're going to hear today, the value proposition of the company will always be evolving. Companies that grow are always changing how they communicate, what the value proposition is, and how they need to sell. This is going to be part of our proposal. And then make process clear and efficient. The most expensive thing to do for a company is to have salespeople spending time not pitching, not selling. Okay, so it's key for us to drive this. However, very important, we need to do this, and maybe this is a thing that I learned. It took me a little while, using the best practices. You guys have a bunch of an incredible experience that you've driven. You're here because of the culture and how committed it was to driving. And I have great examples of Singapore in terms of tracking, Thailand looking for very specific verticals beyond what no one had told them. They found solutions beyond. We need to keep that culture. We need to keep those best practices and build those pillars above them. Then, great, Mark, blah, blah, blah. But what does this mean? Do we actually, do we have examples of the challenges we're living? This is a little bit the funnel, very simplified funnel that you could see in terms of when you're trying to engage customers, awareness, scouting, prospecting, and then pitching. What we've heard from you guys, and to be fair, every sales organization faces the same challenges, just in different degrees. Awareness, relatively low. A lot of the merchants, especially, for example, Thailand, don't understand that we do pay later, don't understand what we're about. That slows us down. Scouting is time consuming. Prospecting, we get low response rates. Pitching, it's hard to close deals depending on what value proposition we're bringing on. Very clearly, we're bringing tools and training. As you'll see afterwards, what we're trying to do is bring specific action points and work with you on a specific action points to enable more pitches, save time, increase response rate, or increase deal rate. It's all about, and I'll repeat it 200 times, breaking it down to the small components, solving for each small component. Finally, okay, that's great. Man, you just mentioned that is a very big number that we need to achieve. How are we going to do it? And I love this one because it's the power of compounding improvement. If you want to save for retirement, you'll hear, and if you go on any expertise on investment, the power of compounding your returns, okay? You need to save now and it starts scaling. In sales has a similar ratio. You deliver in one area, you deliver in the other area, and you deliver compounding improvement. This is a super simplified version, okay, where you just have, hey, what is the response rate? I'm reaching out at a merchant. Are they responding or not? What is the percentage? What is the percentage of deal closing? And what is the percentage of GMV of merchants actually generating GMV? Very simplified version. But this is a little bit the challenge that we will be working on. Hey, if you increase from 10% response rate to 20%, and that's not so challenging because it's relatively low, you can double your sales. As simple as that. That's how it works. And if you increase your deal closing from 15 to 20%, if you increase from 60 to 80, basically the key point is this changes, okay, that you've seen, that in each case it's a small but impactful change, delivers 350%. Okay, this is what we're working on. It's going to be a challenge at every level. It requires a lot of hard work, but it's a methodology. And the key thing is that I love is that we already have some internal examples. Kathy and the ads team delivered 2.5, I think 3 times her objective in Q4 using Sales Navigator. Zach had some examples that he couldn't reach out in financial service. He couldn't reach out to some merchants using the tools. He was able to cut the time by 2/3. It's a process. Be open to it. Bring in all the feedback that you can, because we're in it together. Okay. And final point, a sales. You know what's the beauty of being in sales? That everybody wants you to win. Okay. And that's the beauty. We're all here behind you, and we will deliver this process. Thanks, guys.
I'll just jump into this one quickly. Arvin's away. Expanding long tail. So he's putting a lot of effort into that this